And hello, my love muffins. It's Tori, and I'm here to share a special channeled message from the divine. But before we get into that message and that guidance, I ask that you pause this video and you really meditate. Go within, take some deep breaths, and just ask the divine to bring forth the message that is for you. That we go into this message with open ears, an open heart, an open mind, and an open soul. So before we actually get into the message, I would like to share a beautiful email that an amazing soul sent to me. And I feel like on a collective level, we are all experiencing this in some form. It may look different, but we are all experiencing a great awakening. Your soul is returning home, whatever that home may be. And it truly is a beautiful thing. But sometimes in the midst of that, it cannot feel like that. It will feel like the total opposite. But I promise you, stand tall, stand courageous as we truly enter into this new age of Aquarius. And when I meditated on this energy, I asked the divine, what can we expect? And the divine said we can expect miracles. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. I know sometimes things can be delayed, but understand you are right where you are meant to be. And I know it may not feel like it at that time, but nothing just happens. All right? And also expect prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving it. Some of your heart's biggest desires are in front of you and coming your way. But you may be a little nervous. You may be a little scared. You may feel unworthy. So in the midst, while we are preparing for this is the perfect time to shed yourself of that energy, because you are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. It's a time to get rid of anything that does not mean you well. So with all that being said, my loves, I would love to share her email. It's in reference to a daily guidance that I posted with Reach for the Stars. There is no limit. So she said, before I watched your video, I had a big release yesterday. I meditated and called for my soul and God, and I finally got home. I was crying so much, releasing the pain of the absence of God, or the illusion. I felt like I was dead for so long, and finally my soul returned back into this consciousness. It felt like it left me, so I can remember who I am and who we are, and that we are one, and that one is merely one. After some time of hardship, which basically consists of being a goddamn human, I came home, and for this there is no words. Unconditional love we are, pure love. The highest form of acceptance is love, and that is what we are. And sometimes our consciousness decides to leave this place because it wants to expand, but always it is one with God, with unconditional love, because even the fact that it is possible to forget, it's unconditional love. Still, unconditional love is incapable of asking you of anything. It simply allows you to be in whatever that being is. And that is truly the love of God. Not love of man, but love of God. Unconditional love. So take that on your journey of your soul returning home. I love muffins and enchiladas. It is Tori, the Hope Dealer of Guided Intuition, and I'm here to do a channeled message. There is a message that I really want to share with you guys that it's really been placed on my heart to share this message. However, I'm gonna not lie to you, there's been a little resistance, and it's nothing at all because this message is truly beautiful. It's just truly amazing. And this is truly what's going on as a collective for a lot of you guys. We may be experiencing it very different, but at the core of it, this is what's going on. This is what's heading. This is what the Lionsgate portal was about. This is what August the 11th was about. And as we know, Jupiter, I do not want to use the wrong terms, but Jupiter is doing something and it's very good. I have a word in mind, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to mess it up because I'm not an astrologer, though I love astrology. But if you are into that, and if you're into that, definitely check out K Moon's channel. I'll link it down below. And also, she, really is fluent and really knows her thing when it comes to twin flames. So if you're on that journey, definitely check out her channel, okay? She has a lot of amazing people coming on. I went to her channel last week and did a collective reading about what's going on. What's the next step for us as a collective? Where are we headed? What do we need to be doing, looking at, focusing on? So definitely check that out. But the reason why I brought that particular situation up, because before I get into reading, I love to share with you guys, and I love to let you know where I'm coming from, how this all happened. So get comfortable, grab your favorite tea, your beverage, a glass of wine, a mimosa, honey, like whatever it is that you find comfort, some coffee, just really make sure that you are in a place of comfort, a place where your heart is open, your mind is open, your walls are down, because anytime Tori comes to you, it is in a place of love, and guided intuition is a place of love and healing. Okay. And I really want to be open with you guys, and I'm going to open a side of myself and put myself out there and lay my truth sword down for the world to see. So in hopes that you can do the same. Okay. And I think that's where the resistance was coming up, because, I'm pretty much a vulnerable person. But when it comes to this particular subject, I've talked about it, but I kind of flutter around it. I really wasn't accepting all of my truth when it comes to this subject. However, that's neither here nor there, because I'm ready to do that. And I'm ready to step fully into it. So if you hear me cry, just know that these are tears of freedom, tears of a release. A great release has happened. Okay, guys, and I really want to share that with you, and I really want to just let you know on an energy shift, if you're feeling it, you're not alone, and we are all experiencing this, okay? And it may come out in different forms, so I'm going to break it down as clear as I can, is what the divine is giving me. Needless to say, what is going on, okay, in the world, in the universe, in this energy, in the ethers, in the cosmos, as we would say it, is very important to you, whoever is watching this. You're not watching this by chance, okay? It's very similar to what's going on in your life, in a sense, okay? And I want to give you, I'm saying it two ways, but the overall energy, what is currently going on right now, is that there is a beautiful awakening, all right, within your life. And anytime we know that we are awakened, it may not feel so grand. It may actually being awakening or becoming aware of something. And this is all spiritual, okay? As far as your beliefs, as far as how you view things, as far as how you see things, there's a beautiful awakening happening. However, I say beautiful because it is, because the more that you keep going, the more that you gain this clarity, the more that you are tapped into your intuition, your third eye is opening, or you are shifting to another level. It's ascending of some sort. It can be a little scary, okay? It can not only be scary, there's a lot of healing taking place, So there's a lot of crying. There's a lot of freeing your soul, freeing your spirit. A lot of epiphanies. Hope I said that right. A lot of you, you're aware. You're aware of what no longer fits in your life, and you're aware of where your life is going and what you desire in your life. And sometimes that can be a little scary, because when you are awakened, practically usually what happens, whatever way that you were working, or the whatever way that you grew up in, or the way that you perceived, or the belief, it no longer suits you, it no longer fits you. However, this is a way that you have been moving your whole life. Okay? So it's scary. So that's what's going on. Half of it is a beautiful awakening happening for a lot of beautiful souls. Okay? And you're really going into spirituality, and it can be scary. It can be frightening. It can be, a little nervous, because you're realizing that your old life, or old people, places, things, and beliefs don't fit you anymore. And you have to go away, and you have to begin this journey of really figuring out who you are, what it is you desire, really defining your relationship with the divine, and defining what God is to you, because nobody can tell you that. And before, you probably, experience God from other people's eyes, or what they said. But now, with this beautiful awakening, you are currently about to experience God and the divine for you, through your eyes, a personal, intimate relationship, not so much as a third party relationship, or what people say God is, or what God is doing, and what God is saying. But you are coming into a relationship with the divine. Okay. And that is a beautiful awakening, but it can be a little scary. So I want to give those individuals that are going through that, okay, some light, some shine, some what to do in those moments. Okay. And now the second half of it, okay, there is a beautiful awakening overall, but there, for some of you that have already been on this journey, you walked away from everything. You had to go find yourself. You realized that, what, this ain't what it is. And you had to begin this journey of figuring out who you are. All right. And, going on this path. Okay. And what happened is, you've been doing this. You've been wondering, you've been looking, you've been searching, you've been putting pieces together, taking pieces out. You've been crying. You've been cleansing. You've been healing that inner child. You've been moving away from, rejection and people pleasing, and standing in your truth and being your authentic self, even if you're shunned from everyone you dearly love. You have been really doing that. Okay. And in the midst of it, you had to pull away. You had to go away on this journey by yourself, that nobody could come. Okay. And for my beautiful awakenings that are just going through this is a journey. And I know that it feels alone, because you're literally by yourself, but it is made that way because that is going to strip the codependency that we have put on relationships, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, friendships, your lovers. You're in this time by yourself, so you can really come into union, a relationship with you, really heal from the past pain, really let go of anything that you've been clinging to, as to cure something, to feel something. For me, that was people pleasing. That was toxic relationships, a marriage that was no good for me. That was me. I had an addiction, and that was food. Like, I would literally eat myself into like a whole pan of lasagna and then like throw it up. Like, I would just numb out with food, find something of a substance to numb out. And I went through this period where I had to break all of these things. I had to look at myself in the mirror and love me, because I didn't love me. I hated what I seen in the mirror. And I had to really build this relationship with myself. I had to look at my dyslexia, or what I felt what was crippling me or holding me back. And I really had to look at that and love that person. I went through a period where I stopped wearing makeup just so I can look at myself, because I went back to my makeup because I love makeup. Like, I'm a girly girl. Anyways, I had to go through this phase, and I had to do it alone, but the beautiful thing is that, the deeper you go, the more that you are going to find people that vibe with you, people that understand you. The divine, the universe, or the spirit is going to place people in your path, okay, that's going to help you, that's going to confirm for you, that's going to let you know that it's well worth it, that you're not alone. You're going to definitely come out of your comfort zone and do something different that is ultimately going to push you into your purpose and your mission for why you're here. All right, and I'm just giving you a brief of my story, okay? So now, dealing with the second part of this beautiful awakening is your soul is returning home. And this goes for everybody. Whether you are just starting, you are journeying, hope I said that right, home. All right? Your real home. Not, whatever you were in. That's not really you. Okay? That's not really your belief. That's what's been passed down to you. That's what you've been told, God is, and what spirituality is, and what you should be doing. For all of us, it can look different, however, I grew up in a Christianity background, and God was fire and brimstones. It was intense. It was, you listened, to your leaders, because I was a church girl, so you listen to your pastors, and it was just this whole ordeal. And y'all know that I don't feel like I need to explain that to you. However, I had a great awakening. I woke up, and I realized that I just woke up one day and I was like, can't be all to life. There has to be more to this. And I just remember my soul being called another place. So I had to go to this place. I had to leave everything behind. People that I loved dearly, people that I thought the world of. But I had to go away and go find myself. And I know by me making that decision, and usually when there's a great awakening, there is a hard decisions that you have to make that make you feel like you're abandoning everybody. But the truth is, you're not. You have to allow them to figure themselves out while you figure yourself out. And that's what I had to do. However, that weight of, me leaving people that depended on me was very hard for me, okay? And so, of course, when I made that decision to go figure out who I was and what I wanted and what really made Tori happy and why was I really here, a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of things started to happen, and it was crazy, guys. Let me ground myself really quick. Because this is a truth that I have shared it with beautiful souls on an intimate level, but not really fully put it out here. And I'm not even going to go into depths, but I have to go this way so I can literally get to where I'm going with returning home. So in the process of that, because there was so much anger, there was so much nastiness, threw at me, I just kind of left everything back. If anybody knows me, that I love Jesus. I am a disciple of Jesus. I know that I walked with him in a past life. And I really feel like every life that I have walked with him. And one of the reasons why I love Jesus, and he's a deity that I love to work with, and I love the teachings, is because for the simple fact that he flows in unconditional love. That was his mission, to bring to this earth unconditional love to anybody, to everybody, no matter what you believe, no matter what religion you are, no matter what race, no matter what sex, but just really being unconditional love, because unconditional love does not ask you of anything. And God is unconditional love. God does not demand anything of you. Okay. Now, people have their perspective or persona of what God is and what God is asking of you. However, God said unconditional love in any form, in any religion. Unconditional love simply allows you to be. It is incapable of asking you anything, because if it asks you to do anything, that is love with condition. You grab me? So God is unconditional love. So if anything is telling you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, that's not God. You get what I'm saying? That's what people perceive or how they are interpreting it. Now, if you want to better yourself, if you want to grow, Yes, there are certain steps that you have to do. However, that's coming. That's why we have guides and angels and all of this thing. But as far as source simply allows you to be, allows you to figure it out, allows you to embrace your journey. All right. And is there if you need, help, to help you and guide you. Okay. But anyways, with all of that good stuff, when I walked away, I left everything behind, literally except Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. I didn't want anything. I left, truthfully for a while, gospel music. I left, the Bible, because I feel like certain parts of the Bible that I do like. I believe it is a beautiful book. Okay. I feel like the Bible was written in man's adoration of God. You get what I'm saying? Like how they perceived God. And this is why it's important for you to get to know God for your own self, because at the end of the day, regardless if someone, heard the divine speaking to them, it's still their interpretation of what the divine was saying. I have an interpretation. I don't know why we're going here, but we're going here, Lord. I have an interpretation of, what God tells me, but you have an interpretation of what God tells you, and every viewer does. And if we put those things together, wow, we have another interpretation of the Bible of what the divine has said. So it's always important to build that personal relationship, because how I perceive the divine and what the divine is speaking to me, because somebody's probably not going to agree with what I'm saying, but this is my interpretation of the divine. Does not make it true, but it's my experience. And you came here to have a personal experience with the divine and how you see it and how it's going to flow. So with returning home, there's a beautiful soul named K Moon. I talk about her all the time. And after I did this live with her, we talked, and we were just telling her, and I was just like, it was just so much love, and it was just so amazing. And she told me a story of how a beautiful soul that I think I'm probably was over like from over east, like because the words were an Arab, and she was like, oh my God, the love in this room is just so amazing, so amazing. Can we end in prayer? And K Moon said she's seen that, and she was like, oh God, because I tell K Moon everything. Because for a while, it was kind of, I got to give y'all like a background. The reason why she was like, oh my God, no, no, no. She knows that those are triggers. A lot of people that I minister with, I counsel with, are people that have had extreme forms of religion impressed on them, really in a really negative way. So I'm very mindful of, certain words that I use. I say source, the divine, for a reason, because certain people have trigger points. Like when you hear, what's the word that one was some trigger? Obedience and, like, what's the word? Oh my God, out of the will of God, or certain words that are triggers that are beautiful words, like obedience, because you need obedience to get to your goals. They're very beautiful words. However, when in the hands of a wrong person, these words can be like, really do some damage to beautiful souls. And like I always told you, I was in a modern cult, and I felt like if I didn't sing on praise and worship, I was going to burn in hell. And it was told that way to me. Like, that's what it was, guys. I'm out of the will of God. I'm going to burn in hell. So of course, it's certain words, certain triggers that, would trigger me. And prayer was one. And K Moon, knew that, because I was my form of manipulation when it comes to religion was intense, guys. And it was to the point that I had to literally go away from it all. I dropped everything, even things that were dear to my heart. I had to leave it behind, because it was, every time that it came up, it was just very hard to me. And I've been gradually healing, gradually moving forward, gradually letting go. And, I shared it with, K Moon. And so she knows these things about me. And now my love muffins know these things about me. And, you know, so she was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to tell Tori this, So she was like, she wrote the lady, and it was crazy because, she's, she was the beautiful soul, was a Muslim, and she was saying Allah, and here we are in tarot, and all this, different, all of us coming together on that frequency of unconditional love. God is undeniable. You get what I'm saying? That's when you know God is in a place. When you are different, when your belief system or whatever, how you perceive God or whatever word that you use for God is totally different, but you're able to come together and love and flow. Oh, y'all gotta check that live out. That live was everything. It's still on her page, okay? And it was just so beautiful. And it was so freeing to me, guys. So freeing to me. So, this beautiful soul wanted to pray, but K Moon knew that those were triggers for me, And I would truly believe that God sent K Moon here, because she's like one of the only people that when we talk about God, like I will open up. And, so she said, Tori, she wanted to pray, but I didn't really know what to tell her. I didn't really know, like what to say to her, because I'm like, oh God, Tori, that's not, don't say those to Tori, And I laughed at the end, and I was like, wow, you should have said that. And she was just wondering, like, what do I do to get ready? And I told her, I said, you know what's crazy, K-Moon? I pray. I pray to Jesus. I pray to God. I pray to the Holy Spirit. Source is all the same. We just all have different names of how we identify. That's why when I say the monthly guidance, I bring in everybody's of how you identify with source. But I said I pray, and one of the things that I came back into is because, just even praying out loud in tongues, I did it in myself, but I would kind of like shut that off. I would shut it off, guys, because it just reminded me too much of that. And however, what I've been doing lately is really integrating that back in my life. And one of the things that I heard, when me and her was talking, and guys, we went everywhere, and she was just telling me everything that I've been through. And she was like, look, she called me Tori. I'm going to say my real name, but LaTori. But Tori, you have to realize that whatever happened in your life, and even though it was traumatic in the way that it happened for a reason. And what did she tell me? She was like, imagine you had to leave that place and you had to go the way that it did. It's not that you didn't love them, but you had a mission that you had to fulfill. And she said, imagine yourself in that pulpit, standing, and imagine 22,000 people there. And she said, guided intuition is your ministry. And in that moment, like, I knew guided intuition is a place of loving healing. I knew, but in my heart, I kind of like ran from that. Even though I'm flowing in my purpose, it's weird, I kind of like ran from words like ministry and, congregation. I kind of like run from those words. And when she said that, once in so many years, I did not feel anything negative. It was so beautiful. It was so surrendering. I'm like, wow, you're right. And even with me and praying with God, like before in the past, like, when I was in church, I would pray to God, but I really wouldn't hear. It was crazy. And now, like, when I pray, it is an open line. Like, it is somebody right here with how we're having this conversation. You probably talk back to Tori. Somebody is talking back to me. And it's just the lines of communication is just so clear. And I realized at that moment, talking to her, everything serves its purpose. Every heartbreak, every setback, every disappointment, every moment of moving to glory, it all serves its purpose, guys. And one of the things that we were talking about and so much, and she was like saying, this is my ministry. And I was like, you know what, K-Moon, you're right. And we were just talking and we were crying. And, she was like, let's pray. And I was like, okay, you go first. And she was like, no, you go. So I'm like, okay. And, I prayed out loud, guys, for a very long time. And it was so freeing and it was so liberating. And as she was praying, and she was saying different words, and she was saying a servant of the divine, a servant of God. And before, words like that would like throw me off, I just didn't want to hear it because that hurt was so attached. But I realized that hurt was no longer there, guys, and it was so freeing. And when I heard the word, I didn't buck up against it. It was just so beautiful. It was just so right. And the reason why is because I was trying to be myself and share my gifts as the world defined me or told me I should, or how someone else perceived I should. But when I did it my way, when I went away and found, what was all and beautiful to me, and I'm flowing in me, it just naturally flows. It's just naturally in alignment. And it was so liberating. And it just felt like my soul had returned home, but I needed to go away. I needed to find the truth. I needed to search. I needed to see all of these beautiful things. And it was just so amazing, guys, and so liberating. So liberating. And I'm so, honored to be where I am. I'm so honored to have this moment and share this experience with you guys as you're on your journey defining, what is love to you? What is spirituality to you? What kind of relationship do you desire with the divine? What kind of mark do you want to leave on this earth? What is your mission? All right. I truly feel like our purpose is us. We are our purpose. You right now, as you are your purpose, and you will do amazing things on this earth. And it was so liberating. It was just, it was so amazing. And it just really fueled me. And I'm excited. I'm so happy where guided intuition is going. Excuse me, guys, I was drinking tea. Where guided intuition is going, where I'm going, and where this journey is taking me. And I thought that this was something that I was experiencing by myself. However, it's not. It's not something that I am experiencing by myself. There is a beautiful, beautiful soul that inboxed me, all right, and told me her story, okay? And it was so liberating, okay? And I know this video is going to be kind of weird because I'm going to put her story at the beginning. She gave me clearance that I can, just talk about it, okay? Or I'll probably insert it here, okay? But whether it's in the beginning or right here, when she let me know and how she said, she returned home, her soul came back home, and, it realized that the illusion that the illusion that her and the divine were separated, but you're really not. And that's the beautiful thing about the divine, that you're allowed to go off and figure out and see what works for you. All right. Whether it's in church, whether it's Allah, whether it's Buddha, whether it's all of the above, whether it's Jesus, whatever it is, you define that. And I promise you, what is for you will never miss you. And right now, it's like a full circle of returning home, a beautiful awakening. Your soul, our soul is returning home. It's returning to your truth, the truth that sets you free, because not all truth sets you free, but you're returning to the truth that sets you free, and you're freeing yourself from a lie or a distorted version of the truth, but it's not the truth that sets you free. So I want to give you a little bit of clarity. And as I was saying, divine, what would you like to talk about? Where would you like to go about this? These two cards came out. So I want to go ahead and pull one more. I know that was a mouthful. It was a lot. But I really wanted to share that experience with you guys, because there is a great awakening happening in spirit for the beautiful souls. Okay, we got 4. Okay. Whew. Mm. Yeah, see, look, sisterhood of the rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So whoever is watching this video, you are a pillar of light. Hope I said that right. But you are here. Your experiences are those flaws or those things that you feel that make you inadequate, or those things that you desire to hide and don't want nobody to know. Those are the very things that are going to help you free other souls on into their journey, into their light, okay? Because you are a priestess, you are a mystic, you are a teacher. And right now it's time for you to define how you're going to display that. Not how Tori's telling you to display that, not how your pastor, not how you're the gurus, but how you're going to display you. All right. Not your mother, not your father, not your lover, not your brother, not your sister, not your cousin, not your best friend, but you. All right. It's time for you to define that. Okay. You're really integrating. I want to say purpose because that's what the world knows it for, but what you came here for, what light you came here to shine. All right. And if you want to get clear with that, okay, you definitely want to go within inside. All right. Go within, meditate, YouTube. Meditate, put in a meditation to help meet your spirit guides, to help you figure out what your purpose is or what your mission is here, okay? Because one of the things in the midst of all that, I now know why I am here. I now know my purpose. I know my mission. I know the light that I have come to bear, and that is the love, the unconditional love of God. All right. The unconditional love of Jesus. All right. You know, unconditional love. Jesus was a teacher. He was all about unconditional love. And for me, that is where I'm moving. I'm here to be a physical vessel of unconditional love in its purest high. In love, in life, within myself, within my career. I've come here to experience love in its highest forms in all realms. Okay? And I've come to tell the beautiful truth of unconditional love. And it's freeing. It's liberating. It's so amazing. All right, my love. So right here. Okay? And don't worry, I'm going to bring these close so you guys can see it. Okay? Let's just get some clarifiers. The overall, what you are experiencing, whatever you're experiencing, it's bringing you back into balance. All right. Balance is right here. Balance. That's what's going on. You're restoring balance. So if you're having a moment of what the heck, or you're releasing, or you already released, okay, or you're coming into your awakening and you're pulling away from people, places, beliefs, things that no longer suit you, you're coming into balance. So can you please clarify, Spirit, this first card? Please clarify. Give us some clarity. Give us some understanding. Give us some guidance. All right. Let's see the guidance. Let's see. Clarify. Let's get one more over here. Let's get one more. Thank you, Divine. Yeah, so guys, I know that it was a mouthful, 33 something minutes of it, but I really wanted to share that with my loves. You know, I'm all about us moving forward together, and if any way that I can share my experience, it can help you get clear on yours and what is for you, it's always amazing to me. So for a lot of you, okay, this card right here, the King of Stones with the wolf. When I see wolf, I see instance. You know, I hope I said that word right. But really following your intuition. What is your heart telling you? What is that inner voice telling you? Okay? For a lot of you, it's follow your heart. Follow your bliss. Go within to get clarity, all right? But yeah, this is all about intuition. So your intuition is popping right now. Your intuition is leading you to some places, and though it may be scary, I promise you. Okay? Because with the moon, it's all about the unknown. So someone is entering the unknown. We're entering the unknown. However, what I can tell you is that the divine's word never comes back void. I've never went to a place that I've been guided to and it didn't serve me for my better. All right, guys? So with that being said, here we freaking goes. So the first guidance, the first message that the divine wants to share with the beautiful soul that is watching this video. Yep, we have awakening. Okay, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So I really feel like you are coming from a worldly or 3D perspective, all right, and coming into the truth, all right, really coming into what is really going on, a great awakening. All right, so you're not crazy, all right, and honestly, with that, we have the King of Arrows, okay, and then the Eight of Bows. This is all about a job well done, okay? For some of you, with this awakening, whatever awakening you have experienced within life, love, spiritual, it doesn't matter. Whatever happened in your life, just know that it had to happen because there is so much more in life for you to experience. There is peace, joy, prosperity, healing. No more holding on to pain. No more letting fear drive you. No more letting, just no more existing, all right, but actually living. Okay? So I'm getting a message too that give yourself a pat on the back, okay? Because whatever you just experienced, all right, it was intense. However, you've made it through. You're getting through. You're understanding it. So really appreciate yourself. Really love on yourself, okay? As you continue to awaken, as you continue to ascend, as you continue to come out of your comfort zone, as you continue to stand in your truth and honor your soul, even though that may look like something completely crazy to other people. And that's the thing that I want to talk about with a great awakening and you really defining your truth and you really doing what's best for you, my love. There are going to be people that perceive you as you're doing it incorrect. People told me this all the time, that this is incorrect, that this is not of God, that this is not of this, that this is not of that, And for a while, and even occasionally, when people are constantly coming at you, this is why you have to continue to move forth. You have to continue to love yourself. You have to continue to meditate, positive affirmations, healing. Put a meditation in from removing people pleasing out of my life, removing other people's opinions of me, out of my life. Because one of the things that I said, okay, one of the things that I channeled, that whoever is identifying with this, you are coming into a phase where you, whether you like it or not, but at the core of you do, you being you have to come into the mindset of, I no longer allow people's views and opinions to define me. And I had to learn that myself recently. And even with sharing that little truth that I did, I had to share that truth with you guys because it was something that I didn't want to share. I wanted to keep it in. And that's not me standing in my truth. And what do I always tell my love muffins? You got to stand in that truth. No matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter what it looks like, you have to stand in your truth. And you damn sure, if I'm telling y'all guys this, I got to be it. I have to do it first. You can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake the divine. You can't fake the universe. You can't fake energy, honey. You have to stand up and do it. And I know that it may be difficult, but look at me. I'm gonna turn this damn camera around. You can do it. Do you understand me? You are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. Whatever awakening you are, whether you're moving out of an old, outdated job, going to something that you truly love, believing in yourself to go after the position that you truly want, that's a great awakening. Maybe it's you really realizing that, in spirituality, like, bro, that ain't God. That ain't God to me. God is loving to me, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time for all that other stuff, No. Karma, the laws of the land, yes, but the divine, anytime I've ever been, when I'm in the presence of the divine, now, because the divine is within me, I love myself. I nourish myself. Even when I make a mistake, you got this, girl. So if I am doing this to me, my source, an extension of the divine, is definitely doing the same. not setting booby traps so you can fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. So, you really believing you and living your truth or believing your truth is probably going to rattle people. It's probably going to, offend people, but you can't worry about that because you are entering a stage in your life where you no longer allow people's views and opinions to define you. There was one thing that I talked about this, and I talked about this with my niece and my nephew, my nieces and my nephews, especially my nieces, because one of the things is, I am very open when it comes to my body. I, I have these talks with my nieces and my nephews, and never let my niece had like a little, I don't know why we're going here, but we're going here. My niece had a bathing suit on, and her godmom was like, oh my god, no, like her, like you're not like a two-piece of bikini. And I'm like, okay, y'all already know how I am. Grab it that she's younger, and there's certain things, as she gets older. But one thing about it, it's a bathing suit. People wear it all the time. If she wants to, if her mother is okay with that, okay, then it's okay. But just to say that a child you shouldn't do something because other people, it may offend other people or other people's views, and she's to this and she's to that. Let me tell you something. I don't do all that. But that does not define me, okay? Because at the end of the day, yes, I love to dress like this because this is where I feel comfortable in. I don't like clothes. All right. However, that has nothing to do with, you can't judge that by how I share myself or, I do my body, because whatever you do is your thing. But truth be told, I've been abstinent for the last 3 years. And honey, believe me, it's by choice. Okay. It's by choice. I have a lot of suitors that have come barking up this tree, and I'm just like, oh, you're cute. Oh, thank you. But no, you're not it. Okay. So don't get looked on. You can't judge looking at somebody. You don't know their whole story. And you, my love, you cannot hold yourself back. Okay. For the simple fact that you don't want other people to look at you differently, or you're scared to live in your truth because it doesn't look like everybody else's. And that was one of my things that, I was hit with too, because, like they call it an evil eye, but it's not. It's actually an eye of protection and stuff. It's to warn off people, that wish you bad and stuff. And one of the things is, I had like this thought for like 30 seconds of not wanting to do something because I just didn't want a certain person to like get scared. And I'm like, oh, hell no, do it. For this, because you cannot live your life for others. You can't, guys. You can't, because you have to understand, when you are living your truth, everything that is in alignment with you, okay, and you being you is what's going to be added to you, period. Okay, period. So with that being said, where you are going, I know that it's different, but have courage, okay? Have courage as you go there, my love. So next we have the star seed. What lights you up? Also, we have the Knight of Stones, that talks about freeing yourself from something that you've been doing over and over, but it doesn't suit you. It doesn't bring you joy. It's unhealthy for you. And to come into this wanderer, come into the full. It's time for you to truly get onto the journey of what lights you up, what makes you happy. Yes, your happiness matters. Yes, the divine God cares about your happiness, wants you to experience life. You came down here for an experience, not to just exist, but to experience all of it, and not just pain and suffering. I'm pretty sure we can agree. We've had a lot of that. That's okay. I'm full. I'm good. Now, show me inner peace. Show me love of abundance. Show me prosperity. Show me all things that are amazing, that will help me inspire other people to step into their light. That is truly the form and truly the wave, the wave of that we're going. And it's truly beautiful and it's truly liberating. I promise you. So I know it may be scary to truly honor, let's see, why is it scary for some of you guys? See, why is it scary for some of them to just truly pull away, set themselves free, All right. For one, there's a lot of healing, okay? Or whatever you're interested in, it's foreign to you. It's different to you, okay? For some of you, you're just afraid of the unknown. Well, this is all about the creator. So just afraid of the unknown. Sometimes it's better to just stay in what's familiar to us, or what's toxic, or what's not good for you. Believe it or not. At least you know that. You know what to expect. But this is your challenge. Staying in relationships that are not serving your highest good, that are not serving you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you've learned the lesson. Like, you learned this lesson. It's time to hit it. Staying at a job, staying in a spiritual belief that just is outdated and it just doesn't resonate with you anymore. Doesn't make the person wrong. Doesn't make the situation wrong. Doesn't make that belief system wrong. It's wrong because you're trying to make it you. However, this is what you've come to this earth to free yourself from that. So I had to realize that too. Until I truly stood up, looked at myself in the mirror, looked at my courage, put on that face and went for it, put on my brave face and went for it. I was going to keep coming back here. This is a challenge. This is your lesson. You're going to keep coming back here. You're going to keep fighting yourself with it. As you see these little bunnies, until you find the confidence within to move forth. All right. Because whatever you're in, you're just exhausted over it. I feel like you've been overthinking, you're just exhausted of it. And I feel like it's definitely time, to move forward. Okay. So, like I said, it's time for you to take on the wanderer. Time for you to go after what it is that you desire. Time for you to move in that place. Time for you to go that way. However, you're scared. All right. But protection, you're protected. Call on the divine. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. It's time for you to move away from these things. And right here, I feel like this is kind of like, it's looking like an eclipse full moon. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're not blind to what you don't need to do or what's not good for you anymore. Because you have your hands up, You're blocking it out. However, Spirit is saying, have confidence. Don't fear rejection. Don't fear being left out in the cold, because this alone time, you have to go through this. You have to, you're really not alone. This is a time for you to connect with the divine, a time for you to go within to define your relationship with the divine, for you to get that intimate relationship. So, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I always experience God, how people told me about him, mother and father, because I see God as a divine masculine and feminine. However, I was, conditioned to believe that way. But anyways, I've always been told who God is and what God, quote unquote, expects from me, and, what is this? But it wasn't until I left everybody behind and what they said and really embarked on this journey on my own that I really got clear. And this is why I'm able to stand in my truth. And this is why, even though arrows and darts may hit me, and sometimes I'm like, damn, I just didn't expect that from them. It's never going to stop me from being me, because I am secure in my relationship with the divine source within me. You get what I'm saying? I see past the illusions that I am never separated from source. I can honestly, truly be me, because I am free. Because wherever God is, it's freedom. It's peace. It's understanding. It's clarity. So if, you have to go find that out for yourself. So if someone's telling you something, but you're not finding any of those things there, then it's okay. It's time to bounce. And I promise you'll be okay. And I know that is scary, and whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in, anything, period. Just there's a beautiful awakening from whatever it is in your life that no longer serves you. And it's time for you to really come into alignment of what does serve you. All right. And what is truly for you is what I'm hearing from the divine. Yeah. Look, inner temple. You got to go within. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Go within. It's time to go within. Listen to your heart. Stop listening to, other people and follow your heart. Your heart is taking you. Okay. It's such a struggle to maybe follow your heart. All right. Because your heart is totally telling you to do something totally opposite, something totally crazy, something totally liberating, something totally freedom, something totally that you truly want and you know at your core. All right. But it doesn't look like the norm. It doesn't look like what everyone has ever told you that you need to have and you need to be. But you, my friend, are coming into a period where you no longer allow people's views or opinions to define you. A beautiful awakening. Your soul is returning to what you define home. Not what Tori, not what they, them, but you. All right. So I know that was long. So what I want to do is I really want to pull from my goddess deck and just see exactly what it is that you can do, my love, to truly, truly, truly embody this energy, really move forth, really, what can be easy for you to come into this beautiful, awakening. What are some things that you can truly do to help you or aid you on this journey? So what are some things this beautiful soul can do, Spirit, that can help them and aid them on this journey of this great awakening, Spirit? What are some things this beautiful soul can do, Spirit? What are some things this beautiful soul can do? Ooh, Lakshma. I love this goddess. My sister has been learning about her. And it says a bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. So that's what you need to do. And you can even tap into this goddess, Lakshma. Hope I said her name right. But, this is the goddess of prosperity. All right. Of wisdom too, with the elephants, of infinite wisdom. All right. And listen, the divine knows. Once you surrender to God, once you surrender to the divine, the universe, I promise you, you are good. Surrender to the journey. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine for my loves. And then we have I always mess her name up. But it says endings and beginning. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So we have to let go of the old. People, places, relationships, beliefs, thoughts concerning yourselves, the need to want to hide yourself, the need to want to hide your truth, the need to want to be anyone but you is what has to be surrendered right now. All right. Okay. And lastly, we have independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Remember when I said that you have to do this alone? Nobody can do this for you. I had to realize this. This is a journey of self. All right? Of self. And this is why I love tarot, because even though people say tarot is bad, do you know why they say that? Tarot is a tool of self-mastery. You understand me? This is why I say the divine will never lead you in the unknown. No, there's always a way. There's always an option. And tarot is liberating. Tarot helps you connect with yourself on an inner level. You get what I'm saying? Because some people, desire to move forward, but they don't have the tools. They've been told not to meditate. They've been told not to listen to tarot. They've been told, not to listen to affirmation, that these tools are witchery and anything. But let me tell you something. Here's the truth that I am learning. And I had to, in my little light bud, I am a light worker, honey. I don't like the dark, period. I had to learn this. Don't run from your shadow side. Don't run from your demons. You face those things. You understand me? You give that situation, that shadow, that dark, whatever you call it, is unconditional love, because in the face of love, unconditional love, okay, there is nothing that you can't conquer. And the truth be told, wherever you go, there is light and dark. You go to a church, there's people that are sweet, people that are genuinely unconditional loving, and you got people that'll make you question, like, what the is going on here? You come to spirituality, a mystic, you have people that flow in light, don't take advantage. And then you have people that be like, you know what? Your ass is a mess. No matter where you go to Walmart. You got people that's nice. Hi, can I help you? And then you got people like, what? Everywhere you turn, you understand me? There is light, there is dark, there is positive, there is negative. Whatever word you want to give it, but that is the balance of the world. Do you understand me? This is why we need to focus on ourselves and just make sure that you good. Focus on you. You know what I'm saying? Because in the midst of that dark, it helps you see the light. You understand me? So, my loves, I hope this message has brought you clarity, understanding. Please drop it in the comment sections. I will be reading all of the comments. Like, I cannot wait just to hear your stories. Share. Let's leave so much love, so much encouragement in these comments, guys. All right. I love you so much, my loves. And as always, it is such an honor to read for you beautiful souls. And as always, I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and so much peace. Go out and be great, and I will catch you on my channel. Take care.
A new path for others to follow, she blazing.